T-32 are redesigned between 1977 and 1981 with external gear from the T-64 but still with the 115mm gun. T-64 upgraded to T-64 standard. Preserving the 115mm gun is questionable. T-64 or Object 434 125mm gun, gill armor skirts, a modified sight, and suspension and the fourth road wheel. T-64T, 1963, experimental version with a GTD3 TL 700 HP, 515 kilowatts, gas turbine. Object 436 alternative version of Object 432 with a V45 engine. 3 built. Object 438 and Object 439. Object 434 with V45 diesel engine. T-64AK or Object 446, 1972, command version, with AR-130M radio and its 10M, 33 feet, telescoping antenna, a TNA-3 navigation system, without anti-aircraft machine gun, carrying 38 rounds of main gun ammunition. Object 447 prototype of the T-64B. Basically a T-64 fitted with the 9K112 Cobra system armed a 1G21 gun sight. This is the T-64 displayed in the Kyiv Museum. T-64B or Object 4470, 1976, fitted with redesigned armor, won a 33 fire control system 9K112-1 Cobra ATGM system, NATO code at 8 Songster, TPN 1-49-23 sight, 2 a 46-2 gun, 2 E26M stabilizer and 6 ETs-40 loader. Later B/BV models have more modern systems, 1 a 33-1, TPN 3-49, 2 E42 and a 2 a 46M1 gun. From 1985 the T-64B was fitted with stronger glacis armor. Older tanks were upgraded with a 16mm armor plate. Tanks, equipped with 1000 HP 6DT engine are known as T-64BM. T-64BV features Contact 1 reactive armor and Tucker 81mm smoke grenade launchers on the left of the turret. T-64BM2 or Object 447M2 Contact 5 reactive armor, rubber protection skirts, 1 a 43 fire control, 6 ETs-43 loader and able to fire the 9K119 missile, NATO code at 11 a sniper, 5 TDFM 850 HP, 625 kilowatts, engine. T-64U, T-64BM Bulat, or Object 447M1 Ukrainian modernization, bringing the T-64B to the standard of the T-84. Fitted with NEJ reactive armor, 9K120 reflex missile, NATO code at 11 sniper, 1 a 45 Irtish fire control, TKN-4S commander's sight, PZU-7 anti-aircraft machine gun sight, TPN-4E Buran E night vision, 6 TDF 1,000 HP, 735 kilowatts, engine. T-64U ISON of 2 variants of the modernization program in 1990s, while Bulat is the most recent modernization from 2004. T-64B1 or Object 437 same as the B without the fire control system and Cobra, carrying 37 shells. T-64B1M T-64B1 equipped with the 1,000 HP 6TD engine, redesigned turret and improved armor. Modernization program from 1970s, resulted in T-64M, AKM, BM and B1M. Note that BM is not the same as T-64BM Bulat from 2004. Never entered mass production. T-64BK and T-64B1K or Object 446B command versions, with an R130M radio and its 10M telescoping antenna, a TNA-3 navigation system and AB-1P /30 APU, without an aircraft machine gun, carrying 28 shells. Object 476 5 prototypes with the 6 TDF engine. Prototypes for T-80U development. Brim 64 or Object 447T armored recovery vehicle with a light 2.5-ton crane, dozer blade, tow bars, welding equipment, etc. Only a small number was built. T-55-64 heavily upgraded T-55 with the complete hull and chassis of the T-64, fitted with Contact 1 era. Prototype. T-Rex Ukrainian T-64 concept with unmanned turret. 22. Modernizations. T-641,977 1981 brought to the T-64 standard, reorganization of external equipment as on the T-64. T-64, T-64AK 1972 redesign, fire control improvement, TPD-2-49 and TPN-1-49-23, inclusion of the NSVT machine gun on an electrical turret, R123M radio. 1973 redesigned turret with improved armor protection. 1975 redesign, new 2E28M stabilizer, 6 ETs 10M loader, multi-fuel engine, 2 a 46-1 gun and TNPA 65 night vision. 1979 introduced smoke grenade launchers Tucker. 1980 rubber skirts on the suspension instead of the gill protection. 1981 redesign, 2 sets of 6902 smoke grenade launchers. 1983 T-64 and T-64 AKM, some tanks were equipped with the 6 TDF engine during maintenance. 1985 installation of ERA Contact 1 during overhaul. Upgraded tanks designated T-64 AV. Due to ERA installation, Tucker was repositioned from the front of the turret to the left side. T-64B, T-64B1, T-64BK, T-64B1K1979 introduced smoke grenade launchers Tucker. 1980 rubber skirts on the suspension instead of the gill protection. 1981 redesign, 2 sets of 4902B2 smoke grenade launchers. In fact, this is related to the ERA installation since 1985, to a 26M1 gun. 1983 T-64BM, T-64B1M, T-64BMK and T-64B1MK. Some tanks were equipped with the 6 TDF engine during maintenance. 1985 T-64BV, T-64BV1, T-64BVK and T-64BV1K, with Contact 1 reactive armor, smoke grenade launchers on the left of the turret. BM Bulat T-64 modernization by the Milishev factory in Ukraine, see above. 12, 13. 2011 T-64E. 2017 T-64BV Type 2017, Night Sight TPN-1-49-23 replaced with TPN-1 TPV from Tremen, Ukraine, added 4215 satellite navigation system from Horizon Navigacja, new Libid K2RB digital radio, lunar infrared searchlight removed, and improved reactive armor units. 23, 24. 25. This upgrade for T-64BV tanks was received by the 14th Mechanized Brigade, participated in Strong Europe Tank Challenge 2017, and over 200 of these are in service by 2020. 26, 27. Variants. Bat-2 Combat Engineering Vehicle BMP-V-64 Heavy Infantry Fighting Vehicle, based on the chassis of the T-64 but with a completely redesigned hull with a single entry hatch in the rear. Armament consists of a remote-controlled 30mm autocannon and 7.62 machine gun. Combat weight is 34.5 tons. The first prototype was ready in 2005. 28-29. BTR-V-64 similar APC version. 29. UMBP-64 modified version that will serve as the basis for several planned specialized vehicles, including a fire support vehicle, an ambulance and an air defense vehicle. BMP-TK-64 This variant is not tracked but has a new suspension with 4 axles, similar to the Soviet BTR series. The vehicle is powered by a 5 TDF 4/700 engine and has a combat weight of 17.7 tons. It is fitted with ARCWS and can transport 3+8 men. Prototype only. Bat-2 Fast Combat Engineering Vehicle with the engine, lower hull and small rotor wheels suspension of the T-64. 30. The 40-ton tractor sports a very large, all-axis adjustable V-shaped hydraulic dozer blade at the front, a single soil ripper spike at the rear, and a 2-ton crane on the top. The crew compartment holds 8 persons, driver, commander radio operators plus a 5-man sapper squad for dismounted tasks. The highly capable BAT-2 was designed to replace the old T-54 /T-based BAT-M, but Warsaw Pact allies received only small numbers due to its high price and the old and new vehicles surveyed alongside during the late Cold War. UMR-64 Ukrainian development using surplus T-64s to create a heavy APC /IFV design which in turn is intended as the basis of a new family of combat and support vehicles. The basic conversion includes moving the engine compartment forward, and at the same time moving the turret and normal crew compartment. This allows the installation of any one of 15 different functional modules, weighing up to 22 tons. One resulting option is the heavy IFV, designated BMP-64E, which combines accommodation for up to 10 troops, note including the driver, with a remote weapons system. The heavy APC version is designated BTR-64E, and can not only carry more troops, at the cost of the RWS, but comes with large armored double hatches at the rear for rapid loading and disembarkation. Other options include a Universal Supplies Carrier, UMBP-64, a highly secure command and staff car with a weight up to 41 tons, and a 120mm mortar carrier. The Kharkiv Armor Repair Plant, Zavod 311, is behind the project. 31. Current status of the program is unclear as of early 2014. Service history. Soviet Union. The T-64 entered service in 1967 with the 41st Guards Tank Division in the Kiev Military District. 32. The suggestion being that this was prudent due to the proximity of the division to the factory, and significant heating problems during induction into service that required constant presence of factory support personnel with the division during acceptance and initial crew and service personnel training on the new type. It appears that the tank remained secret to the West for some years between its entry into production in the first half of 1960s and the official acceptance in the Soviet Army in 1967. A Soviet T-64 of the 21st Motor Rifle Division in Perleberg, East Germany in the 1980s. The T-64 began deployment to the Soviet Union's western military districts during the 1970s. And was gradually deployed to first-line units in the group of Soviet forces in Germany in East Germany and Soviet troops in neighboring Warsaw Pact states. first GSFG unit to receive the T-64 was the 14th Guards Motor Rifle Division at Jiterbog, which became the 32nd Guards Tank Division in 1982. When NATO detected the new tank after it was first deployed to East Germany, it was initially misidentified as the T-72. The T-64 mainly served with Soviet tank units in northern East Germany that were part of the 2nd Guards Tank Army, the 3 Road Army, and the 20th Guards Army, although it began to be phased out and replaced by the newer T-80BV/T-80U before Soviet troops were withdrawn from Germany in the late 1980s and early 1990s. However, when the Soviet troops withdrew from Germany, 2 divisions and the 6th Separate Guards Motor Rifle Brigade still operated the T-64. 33. In September 1990, the Soviet Union had 3,982 T-64s in service west of the Urals, with 2,091 of these in Ukraine. 1,386 of these were T-64s, 220 T-64 AKs, 1,192 T-64Bs, 159 T-64 BVs, 420 T-64 B1s, 27 T-64 B1K/BV1K, and 578 T-64 RS. 33. During the Soviet period, the T-64 was never exported. 34. It is normally reported that the T-64 was not used in the Soviet-Afghan War since the 40th Soviet Army that was deployed there used T-54/55 and T-62 tanks, possibly due to the limited usefulness of tanks in mountain warfare. A small number of T-64 tanks were tested in Afghanistan. 35. During January 1980, Butte were quickly withdrawn without seeing combat because their engines did not perform well in the high altitude necessary for Afghan operations. 34. Post-Soviet period. Ukrainian Army T-64BM during a training exercise after the dissolution of the Soviet Union in 1991. The new Russian ground forces decided to standardize the tank fleet with the T-72 and the T-80, and the T-64s were gradually put in reserve storage or scrapped. 33. In June 1992, 18 former Soviet T-64 BV tanks from the Odessa Military District's 59th Guards Motor Rifle Division were taken over by the Transnistrian Army, fighting in the Transnistria War. 2 T-64s were disabled by Moldovan ground forces troops near Bender during Transnistrian counterattacks. 36. One of which was knocked out by an Mount 12 100mm anti-tank gun. These actions were the first combatus of the tank. 34. Ukraine. Ukraine deployed its T-64s during the initial outbreak of the war in Donbas. 37. About 300 Ukrainian T-64s were reported lost to enemy action in 2014. 37. At least 20 were abandoned during disorderly withdrawals and subsequently captured by pro-Russian separatists of the Donetsk People's Republic and the Luhansk People's Republic. 37. In June 2014, Russia began reactivating T-64s from its reserve stocks and donating them to the separatists as well. 38. 39. Donating surplus T-64s to the separatists was seen as cost-effective and deniable because the Russian military no longer had any use for the tanks and they could post off as individual examples captured from the Ukrainian army. 40. U.S. intelligence officials noted that Russia will claim these tanks were taken from Ukrainian forces, but we are confident that these tanks came from Russia. 40. Separatist T-64s donated by Russia could be distinguished by their lack of Ukrainian markings and upgrades. 39. By early 2022, The separatist armies collectively operated a little over 100 T-64s of various marks and configurations. 37. Captured Ukrainian T-64BV used by Luhansk People's Republic forces. There were around 40 T-64BVs stationed in Crimea in February 2000 and